Okay, so Terence Crawford. Why is this fight not being made? Because Crawford is asking for he's asking for 50-50. But do you deserve a 50-50, bro? Like that's the problem. Like, do you deserve 50-50? Like, how much? What's Terence Crawford's pay-per-view buys? Each fight, how much does he sell? Okay, pay-per-view buys 50,000 versus Postal and 150,000 against Amir Khan. So he's only made 200,000 buys with a revenue of 14 million. And the 150,000 buys was more than likely because of Amir Khan. It wasn't because Crawford is this great fighter that has all these accolades. I mean, he's a good fighter, but he's not a draw in terms of being a draw at welterweight because he hasn't established himself at that weight class. The only people he's beaten is Jeff Horn, Jose Benavidez, Amir Khan, Cal Brook, and I don't know who this guy is. Very hard to pronounce. Egidias Kavaliauskas, something like that. But yeah, I mean, not a very well known fighter. Cal Brook, not really a very impressive win because Cal Brook had lost to Errol Spence. You gotta remember that Jeff Horn, all these guys that Terence Crawford fought is not top competition and is not even like a fucking great fighter. Okay, so at welterweight he doesn't deserve no 50-50. Okay, let's look at Spence's pay-per-view buys. He made well in his 2025. Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter both reeled in over 300,000 buys. Still with over 250,000 buys at 75,000 pop, the event pulled in at least $18,750,000 in pay-per-view revenue, in addition to the live gate with more than 60,000 people in attendance at the home of the Dallas Cowboys. And that is in a pandemic. He raked in 250,000 buys in the midst of a pandemic. So that tells you that Errol Spence is definitely the bigger draw than Terence Crawford. But honestly, I feel like Terence Crawford is just scared. He's acting like a bitch because he doesn't want to make this fight. I mean, why wouldn't you want to fight Errol Spence? Take take the 70-30 split. Um, let me show you guys a little article. I mean, this guy is just delusional, man. Crawford, he's delusional if he thinks that he's actually okay. Let's look into it. Eddie Hearn, the white man, the promoter, the honest promoter. Eddie Hearn doesn't think much of top-ranked promoter Bob Arum's idea of trying to negotiate the purse split for the Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight by proposing that both fighters agree to a 40-40 split with the extra 20% going to the winner. I don't know. I don't think that is a fair split because, okay, the problem is Crawford has already said he wouldn't agree to a 50-50 split if it were offered to him by Spence, which he hasn't and likely never will. As a result, if Crawford won't agree to the 50-50 split, wait, that even incriminates Crawford even more. He won't even agree to a 50-50 split. He won't even agree to a 50-50 split. What? The man is delusional. As a result, if Crawford won't agree to the 50-50 split, he likely won't say yes to Arab's 40-40 split with the winner getting 20%. Also, the idea is crazy because it would mean that Spence, the fighter with more titles and a bigger pay-per-view guy, would be giving up his advantage. This is key, okay? And this is actually factually correct because I've already shown you receipts that Spence is a bigger fighter in terms of the financial aspect. That would make Spence the A side, and that would make Crawford the B side. Arm's idea can work as long as Spence focuses on the likelihood of him beating Crawford. If Errol can put the idea that he's giving parity to Terence out of his mind, and concentrate on the fact that he's probably going to win, I mean, I would agree with that assessment. He's probably going to beat him. He'll still end up with the 60-40 split that he offered him in the first place. That's almost like admitting the fight is not going to happen. That's true. I agree. Crawford has already rejected the 50-50 split. Wow. When has that ever happened in the sport of boxing? How many times have we heard that, oh, winner takes all? It's kind of like a repeat conversation. I guess it can happen, but it never will. I love Terence Crawford, and I know him better than I know Errol Spence, who I like as well. I just don't understand the whole thing. I mean, it seems that Crawford just doesn't want the fight. I mean, there's nothing I can say here. If a man doesn't want to fight another man, there's nothing I can do to convince him. There's nothing the fans can do to convince him. There's nothing the promoters can do to convince him. If Crawford is just a bitch, then I mean, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. If he's just scared to fight for millions of dollars, then it is what it is, man. This is probably the biggest fight in boxing too at the moment. I mean, right now, that's probably the biggest fight in boxing. Spence isn't even gonna lose out because he's gonna fight. He's fighting Ugas, where he's unifying the belts. Is Crawford less dangerous for Pacquiao than Spence? He's less dangerous for Pacquiao. Pacquiao could possibly beat him. I think that's the case. I think Pacquiao could possibly beat him. I think that's possible. He's gonna fight Ugas, right? I think so. I think he's fighting Ugas next. Yeah, he did beat Sean Porter. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things here that's kind of suspect, but honestly, like if we the fans really put a lot of pressure on Crawford to take the 50-50 split, which he hasn't been offered, and I mean, there's several sources saying that he has been offered and he hasn't been offered, but yeah, I mean, it's just so strange, man. I just don't I don't get it. I don't understand it. I just don't. It doesn't compute, bro. Like this guy has a much better resume than you at 147, man. Come on, man. Like let's just make this fight split decision. Wow, he beat Porter. He beat Porter easy though. Yeah, he has the IBF and WBC. He's gonna get the what do you call it? Which belt is he fight? Oh, I don't think Ugas has a belt. Does he? He does, or he doesn't. Perhaps. Oh, he has the WBA title. Okay, 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 okay. That's the regular title, and the super title is with Manny Pacquiao, right? Yeah, yeah. So he needs to fight. So I mean, I feel like Pacquiao is a legend, and he has kind of already demonstrated that he deserves to fight whoever he feels to fight because he's a legend. He's already paid his dues and he's already done whatever he needed to do as a fighter. So right now he should be able to fight whoever he wants. You know? That's how I feel. But yeah, that's my review. I still think Crawford is a bitch for not taking this fight and making us wait. But yeah, what can you do if a man doesn't want to fight? Doesn't want to fight, man. There's nothing you can do about it, man. I'm out. Peace. If you like the video, like the video. If you